Kilauea volcano. The source of the world's most active volcano might finally be pinpointed. The Kilauea volcano in Hawaii, said to be the world's most active volcano, and yet we still don't really know how it was born. New research suggests the original womb of magma lies more than 90 kilometers beneath the hotspot, while previous studies have found two shallow chambers of magma underneath Kilauea. They were not big enough to explain all the liquid rock this volcano spews out. A large chamber about 11 kilometers deep, that's 6.8 miles, was detected using seismic waves in 2014, and yet now it seems the original magma chamber lies even deeper than that. A new analysis of broken fragments of ancient volcanic rock dredged from the southeastern flank of the Big Island of Hawaii suggests that Kilauea was born from a pool of pyroclastic material close to 100 kilometers deep. Sometime between 210,000 and 280,000 years ago, the Pacific tectonic plate shifted, and a plume of magma rushed upwards into the sea. As the piping hot liquid cooled and solidified, it formed a large shield that burst through the waves about 100,000 years ago. So Kilauea came to be, but the original rocks ejected from this hotspot are incredibly hard to find, buried as they are beneath numerous layers of newer lava. The igneous rock dredged up in the current study provides an unprecedented glimpse into the volcano's deep and distant past. Before, it was thought that Kilauea volcano was created through solid rock partially melting from the heat of the hotspot. The new research, though, finds no evidence to support that hypothesis. The rocks collected were found to contain a suite of rare earth elements that models suggest could only be formed in one specific way. Instead of partial melting, it seems that Kilauea volcano was originally formed through fractional crystallization. This term describes the creation of crystals in deep pools of magma which do not react with residual melt later on. We explored the formation of these samples through experimental work, which involved melting synthetic rocks at high temperatures, above 1,100 degrees Celsius, and pressures greater than 3 GPa, and using a new method for modeling their rare earth element concentrations. This is what lead author explains, geologist Laura Miller from Monash University in Australia. She said, "We found that the samples could only be formed by the crystallization and removal, fractional crystallization of garnet. Garnet is a semi-precious stone, as we know, and it forms in mica schists. I know because I took one geology course in university, and we learned that. And we also found them in a lot of our national parks on the East Coast. Now, garnet is a crystal that can form when magma is subject to high pressures and temperatures more than 90 kilometers beneath Earth's crust. So that means that the garnets that we found were at one time magma, under high pressure, underneath the Earth's crust. Isn't that something? Now, the fact is its presence is required to explain the composition of rocks from Kilauea suggests that the original eruption came from similar depths, or possibly even deeper depths. Experiments show garnet can be crystallized at depths of up to 150 kilometers beneath the Earth's crust. The original source of the Hawaii Islands may not be that deep, but the new findings suggest Kilauea's plumbing is not nearly as superficial as we once thought. This challenges the current viewpoint that fractional crystallization is solely a shallow process and suggests that the development of a deep, over 90 kilometer magma chamber is an important early stage of the birth of the Hawaiian volcano, said Miller. Other volcanoes elsewhere in the world, like Mount Vesuvius of Italy, also show crystal formation times that suggest there are long-lived, deep-seated reservoirs of magma hiding beneath the surface, yet Kilauea's original magma chamber seems to be much deeper than most. Why that remains a mystery for now. This was published on Nature Communications. This is by Science Alert Carla Casella. And the geology course I took was in Queens College, and we went to, where did we go? I think we went to the Palisades, and did our field trip. And one of the people in the back of our line of students, we were each given a geology kit, which has a geology hammer, and you can use that hammer to pick away at various stones. And there was so much garnet in the mountains there that he wanted to take some, even though the professor said you're not allowed to take anything out of the national park. Well, he was adamant because they were worth that much money. Okay, so that's what I wanted to tell you. I think it was in New Jersey, the Palisades. So those garnets obviously were below the Earth's crust. Strange, isn't it? Okay, please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.